Hey, what's up, guys? It's ACP Native Awesome Combo Pro bringing you another episode. This time we're talking about how to create a blinking effect, kind of like Mario does when he gets the star. And we're doing this all in GDevelop. So, first thing we got to do is figure out how to make this thing trigger, right? You could have two sprites that collide. You could do like, when players in collision with, and then you have an item, he suddenly gets a boost. For me, I wanted it to actually affect all the monsters the other way around. I wanted the monsters to get the boost when a player got to a certain level. All right, so right here, if you look in monster behaviors, this is on my game, right? I have this variable that says when the global level counter is greater than or equal to 4 and a monster is on the screen and it is not blinking, trigger this effect. And it says right here, make monsters flash the color, and these numbers don't mean anything to us, but when you see it visually, you'll see that it's going to blink a color for 60 seconds. Now, that is great. That's the condition in the action, all right? But there's a few things that we also have to know how to set up, so I'm going to talk about that. We'll come right back to this. So first off, what about this global level counter? These are variables. In some of my other tutorials, I told you variables are awesome. You can trigger all kinds of things with them. So how do you set up a global variable? You go up here to this little hamburger menu, click that, double click on variables, and you get something like this, and you can see I have tons of them, right? But if I scroll down, let's see, I gotta remember, here it is, okay. Boom. This one right here, this is my global level counter. So what I have happening in my game is I have created, right here, add a variable. I've created a number variable right here, and what that means is it's gonna keep track of a number. So this number variable, every time the player progresses in the game and goes to the next level, this global level counter is going to go up by 1. So I have in my game what's called exit portals. And I said when the player is in collision with exit portals, add 1 to this global level counter. All right, so first thing you got to do is make sure you have some kind of trigger. You can do a level counter like I did, or maybe you have collision between objects, but some kind of condition like this needs to trigger the action, right? So set up the type of condition you want, and then on this side, if you want to add this, I'll just double click on this one here. You can see that it's flash a color tint, right? So how do we find that? You might not see it if you just immediately try to type in the word flash. Okay, some of these actions you actually need to create, or I should say add these extensions. You see I have a bunch of extensions. If you don't really know about extensions, they are a major time saver. Lots of things that you can do without doing all the raw code yourself. So you just hit the little plus sign right here, and let's type in the word flash, okay? And you can see it right here. It already says installed on mine, but this one was flash object. And it tells you what it does here. It says right here, color tint, and that's exactly what we want it to do. So you're gonna have to install on that. So make sure you go to extensions with the little plus sign and add that. Now, you might think, okay, well, I added the extension, so now I can go here and I can just add the action. You can, but you also need to have it linked to something. You see I have monsters in mine, right? This is a group. If I go over here to the scene builder and I go down to, I think I have it in here. Let me just find some of my monsters. Lots of stuff in here. Alright, so there's I have titled a skeleton here, but it doesn't matter. If I go right here, double click on the object, you can see up at the top where it has behaviors. This is where you can link an extension to an object. Sounds kind of confusing, right? If you're new to GDevelop, this sounds like a lot to take in, but it really does save you time, and the sooner you learn how to add an extension and link it to an object through behaviors, it can really save you a lot of time. So if I click on that, you can see I have several on here for this character. But for this tutorial, we're looking at this one specifically. Flash color, right? You just hit add behavior, and you can see all these things that you could. I'm just going to type in flash, and it's already installed on mine, right? But you can see right here, flash color tint. That's the one that you would want to add. Okay, so if you've gone up here and you've created your variable, and if you've already clicked here and added your extension, flash, right? And if you have an object that you went to behaviors and added flash color, you're ready to go for this tutorial. Okay. After you've done that, back over here where you can add your conditions and actions, now you could set this up if you wanted to do one exactly like this. Now remember, you don't have to do a level counter. You could just have it be two things in collision, cause this thing to blink, or maybe you just hit a button. Maybe you just tap the key and like spacebar or something and your character starts to blink. Maybe it's one of their items. You can have this thing do whatever you want. Alright, so for in my episode here that I'm putting this example together, what I wanted them to do is I wanted the monsters to blink and I wanted them to receive less damage. So right now, if we only had this, basically we'd get to level 4 and when the monster's on screen it would start to blink. But it wouldn't do anything. We haven't told the computer that we want it to change the damage or anything, right? So that's where, you know, you have to add something else. So over here, the rifle my guy uses is called the Hell Piercer. He's a monster hunter, and I just thought that was a perfect name. So basically it shoots bullets, right? These magic bullets is what I have it here as. And you can see right here there's two outcomes. So if the monster is in collision with this magical bullet and it's not flashing, it should change the monster's health by 2. But if the monster is flashing, it only changes by 1. So see, this is where it could get really cool. You could do things like if the monster is not flashing and it dies, it drops 1 coin. If the monster is flashing, it drops coins. It drops. All right, so here we are inside Save the Miners, and I am just about to go into level 4. See right here, I'm at level 3. This is level 4. Now when we enter into this, we should have a whole bunch of super powered monsters. Let's see if that works. Got a couple little miners here that need some saving. Let me save you, buddy. Get this dude here too. I can hear them. Oh, there they are, look. Now they're on the other side. I'm totally safe here, but you can see they're all blinking beautifully, right? Very strong, I'm sure. Now remember, when I shoot these guys, it should be doing only minimal damage to them, only like 1 point. Let's see if I can run around here and find some monsters. Oh no, where are they all? I gotta go around this way. Took the wrong turn. That always happens to me. It's kind of like the drive-through lane. If there's 2 lanes, I always seem to choose the slowest one. It's just one of my superpowers. There they are. Alright, yeah. So those guys, those little ones, they only had 1 blue health above them. But you can see these guys are taking extra shots now too. And that's what we want. Now my gun, my Hell Piercer, is like totally advanced, so still throwing a lot of damage at them, but not nearly as much. So if you found this tutorial helpful, if you end up making something have blinking superpowered abilities, please share with me. Let me know what you made. I'd love to see it. Be sure to tag me if you're on Reddit on Awesome Combo Pro on there, as well as Awesome Combo Pro on X. All right, my friends, stay creative and have fun out there.